There are over 40 million blind people in the world today, and 240 million are visually impaired. But I've discovered one thing is going to change their lives. I was recently invited to the Royal Institute of Blind Children, and quite frankly, what happened, it blew my mind. But before we get into that, I really wanted to understand the challenges that blind people have in today's society. Could you imagine just stepping outside in our cities today, or even just in any environment, and not having any help and having to rely on other people to guide you through life? If I'm going to be honest with you, sight is something that I have completely taken for granted. But what if there was a way to empower the visually impaired and blind using today's digital technologies? That'd be pretty exciting, wouldn't it?
About 5 years ago, 7 blind young people in London thought the thing that was most important to them was that they could use London Underground like everyone else.
How do the blind see a city? An innovation story from Verizon's Forward for Good Accelerator.
I put my hand up and said, hey, I'll try and solve that for you.
A man uses a white cane in a terminal. Waymap.
My name is Tom Pay, and I'm the founder and chief executive of Waymap.
See, with Waymap on your phone, you can explore a city, go into train stations, find the right aisle in your favorite shop. It's mind-blowing. So the way I saw the app in action was if you were to walk into a train station and you have the app in your pocket, it will give you verbal directions, but like extreme precise directions, like how many feet it is to get to the first step of a stairwell.
Turn 90 degrees left onto platform 3.
And if there's a bin to your right that you need to avoid. That is just, wow. I was just stuck for words, as I am now, because imagining how that's going to empower so many people. But there is a stumbling block. So right now we have Google Maps, which is going around and picking up all the data and information for the maps that we have in the UK system, and obviously abroad as well. Now, for Waymap to work, it needs incredible accuracy, not only outside, but inside buildings. And it's just a matter of time before more buildings are getting mapped. The only thing that's holding it back is something that I'm extremely passionate about: mobile mapping. And where mobile mapping is, and just some of the advancements that need to be made in the industry in order to make amazing products like Waymap go into the future and really change people's lives. So what is the real issue? Well, mobile mapping is still quite relatively new, and there are very few hardware systems out there that really do push the boundaries. Obviously, Waymap have done their due diligence here and looked into all the hardware systems currently out on the market. And here are just some of the issues that they had. Number one, a lot of these companies that are developing these hardware systems are holding back on the data. What does that mean? Well, you can process the data in their software and obtain information, but actually getting the raw photogrammetry, the point cloud, all the nitty-gritty data that Waymap need is restricted. There are lots of hardware systems out there, but some of them need to be worn and then others need to be mounted on cars. There are very few that actually can do everything. Therefore, you have to use a lot of different hardware systems, and the process is just very long-winded. A lot of the systems out there don't have GPS, so what you have to do is create ground control points, and this basically makes the point cloud and the photogrammetry way more accurate. So not putting GPS systems into this hardware was really stupid, to be honest. So the reason why mobile mapping is so important here is that Waymap provide accuracy of up to 1 meter. So we're talking about steps, we're talking about bins that are located. We can't be working on a 10 or 20 meter accuracy. Google Maps is actually only 20 meters. It's not good enough. But all is not lost, because my good friends over at PQS and I were invited down to Waymap, and we were able to present them with a new mobile mapping system called the Viametris. And yeah, I am a little bit biased, but this product is changing the game of mobile mapping. Why? Because all of those restrictions I talked about earlier have now been overcome by this new hardware system. And the best thing is the Viametris, you can take out the raw data. So this is going to enable lots of different technologies, lots of different apps to work with mobile mapping, to work with digital twins and get the information that actually they want and they require out of the system. So we went and did a scan for them, and to be honest with you, I think they were quite impressed. But the most important thing here, the thing that I'm trying to relate to you guys, is just how exciting digital twins, mobile mapping is really getting. I only thought that it would be changing the way construction or facilities management or the way we manage buildings worked. But Waymap have shown me that there's way more to this. And to be honest with you, it got me thinking about future technologies, the idea of cars being able to drive themselves. All of this needs technology, it needs mobile mapping, we need digital twins. Why? Because we need that accuracy. All these automated things are going on and being developed. This is why it's so important now that we get the right technology and the right hardware to map perfectly and accurately. So there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am so excited, like I said, for anything digital twin, mobile mapping, and I'm extremely excited to see where Waymap takes this new product and potentially change the life of millions of people across the world. If you're interested in Waymap, then please go ahead. There's a link down in the description, an absolutely fantastic company. And if you're interested in anything mobile mapping, digital twin, the future of construction, stick around because it's become my passion.